Hey, welcome to Proud to Be Out. This is Tigo, and today we're talking with Nathan. Nathan contacted us, or we contacted him through Twitter, and he wants to share his Proud to Be Out story. Welcome to the show, Nathan.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I'm so glad you're here. So did we contact you, or did you contact us? I can't remember now. We've been going back and forth for a while.
Yeah, I think I reached out to you guys on Twitter.
That is awesome. Now, let's talk a little bit about, we always talk about the business first, and then we get a little bit personal. You have a website called Rings of Equality.
Yep.
Okay, tell me what that's all about.
So when I was in college, one of the things that I really got into was internet marketing and website design. And I was driving home one day, and I was just thinking about, okay, what can I do right now to make a difference with the skills that I have? And I came up with the idea to create a website where people can share their gay relationship and gay marriage stories to really change common misperceptions about gay relationships, and then also try to create change and hope for younger LGBT individuals.
So basically you're doing what we're doing with Proud to Be Out, but you're talking about couples, marriage.
So it's very similar. That's why I reached out to you guys. But ours is more focused towards LGBT couples and marriage equality and things like that.
So does this mean you're a married man?
I am not a married man.
Oh, but you want to be someday? Are you open to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to have the legal rights to marry whoever I love.
Okay. Are you single? I gotta ask. Because the guys are going, is he single?
I'm in a long-term relationship. We've been dating for 4 years since college. So
wow.
Not married, but in a pretty serious relationship.
Okay, you just broke hearts all over the country. I'm telling you now. But okay, so you started this site, and it's more of a kind of a blog. People are writing their own stories, or are you interviewing them?
It's a mixture of both. So if they want to write their own, they can contribute that. Okay. Or if they don't have time, then I can interview them.
Okay. And how would somebody who would like to share their story, how would they go about doing that? Where do they find this site?
So if you can either search in a search engine, Rings of Equality, and we should come up, or you can type in www.ringsofequality.com, and then there's a tab for submitting your story. Okay. And that's probably the easiest way to do that.
And how long have you been doing this site?
We've had it for 2 years now.
That is awesome. Now, can you share just a little bit of one of the stories that are out there? What story just really pulled at your heartstrings?
I think this was the first story that I put up on the site, and it was Mo and Aaron, and they were actually my friends at the University of Dayton.
Okay.
And they met at UD. It's a Catholic university, more conservative, and there's a very small LGBT population. And initially, Mo was out and proud, and Erin was still kind of finding herself. And they grew together at UD and ended up dating by the end. And most recently, what's in the story is they actually just got engaged, and I just got an invite in the mail that they're getting married next year. So it's really cool because it's personal for me because I know them, but it's also just an amazing story.
So what's the status? You're in Ohio.
Yep.
Okay, so what's the status for gay marriage in Ohio?
Currently, it is not legal in Ohio, and I'm trying to work with other organizations. I volunteer at the LGBT Community Center in Cleveland, and then I've also been in contact with Support Marriage Equality Ohio, and just trying to work to build awareness and change the tides, because really it's a very important thing, but I think that people in Ohio have it top of mind.
Okay. How well is the general community receiving the idea of gay marriage?
It's hard to say because I work in Cleveland, and at a really liberal sort of organization that does internet marketing. So everybody there is very warm and welcoming to that. I've been other places in Ohio where there's more hesitation. And even at the University of Dayton where I went, it's mixed reactions. So I think it's very divided right now. And I feel like there's momentum pushing towards equality currently.
Okay, well, I'm in Las Vegas, and Nevada has It's not legal in Nevada yet. And
Mhm.
but domestic partnership is here. Do you have domestic partnership in the state of Ohio?
Uh, right now, no.
You don't. Okay. Okay. So, what would you like people to take away from this interview as far as where you stand with gay marriage? Do you think that there should be no big deal? Because I personally think there should be no big deal. Two people that love each other, if they're adults, leave them alone. Let them do what they want to do. Or do you think that we really need to be you see a lot of ground roots organizations coming together that are really pushing hard to just try to change the face across the country at one time. Do you think that it should be a national effort, or each individual state should be trying to make their moves?
I think that ultimately it's going to come down to a national effort, but what's going to drive that is individuals telling their stories. That's why I'm so passionate about what you do and what I do, and changing one person's mind at a time. Because not even that long ago, less than 50% of the U.S. agreed with gay marriage. Now more than 50% support gay marriage, and that's because individuals have been telling their stories, and it's not so taboo anymore, and it's actually something that's out there, and it's something that people are aware of rather than something that they're afraid of because it's different and not what they're familiar with.
Well, we could talk about this all day, but I know there are people sitting there going, yeah, 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 I like it, but I want to know its proud story. So before we get into your proud story, let them know the website again, just one more time for your website, and then we'll start talking about your proud story.
It's www.ringsofequality.com.
That's awesome. Okay, Nathan, now here's the time. You're 24?
Yes, I am.
Okay. When did you come out?
I came out in between high school and college.
So how did that happen? Did you just decide one day, that's it, I'm going to tell everybody? Or was it something that was kind of understood, but you never really spoke about it?
For me, I thought no one knew.
Okay.
I think some people understood that I might have been gay, but I didn't know that.
Okay.
And I didn't really materialize in my mind until the end of my high school years and going into college. So initially, the first person I told was my sister, and we're really close. I have a really close-knit family, one sister and two brothers. So I told her, and she was really receptive. And the next person on my list was telling my mom. So I told my mom, and we cried for a while because she felt bad that I felt like I couldn't have told her before then, after so many years of living together and her supporting me, that it had to wait until after I was out of high school. And then I was more worried about my brothers and my dad. And I'll have to say that although it was a little rocky initially when I came out, and they didn't really know how to deal with it, as well as my mom and my sister, they've come like a world away from there, and they're so supportive now. They love hanging out with me and my boyfriend, and they're great at making sure that he feels part of the family, and they're just so supportive, and I'm really appreciative for that.
That's awesome. Now, earlier in the interview, you mentioned that the college you went to was a Christian college, correct?
Yes, so that was the interesting thing is I actually selected my university before I decided, officially that, I'm gay and came out as gay. So then after the fact, I realized I'm going to a Catholic university. What does this mean for the way I express myself and the kind of people I'll be around? And ultimately what I found is that no matter where you are, there's always going to be people who support you for who you are and recognize genuine people and appreciate that. And what my university gave me was an opportunity to be an advocate and educate people in a culture where previously people weren't being educated as much as they maybe should have been, or as people have been at different universities. So ultimately, although it was a struggle initially and not incredibly easy, it was a positive environment ultimately because I could become an advocate and then, have that foundation of being an advocate.
What would you tell a young person who's in their senior year and they're getting ready to go off to school and they think they're ready to come out? What would you tell them?
That it is so much better being yourself and being genuine than to constantly living a lie. Because I experienced just such a difference between when I was pretending to not be myself and I was trying to be cool and fit in and be like everyone else. And then once I said, okay, something's not right, I am not completely happy, and I figured out it's because I'm not being honest with people. And once I started being honest, then all my relationships, they got so much stronger. And I felt like I could talk to people and really relate rather than worrying about staying at surface level and making sure they don't ask me, who do I like? What girl am I interested in? Because now it doesn't matter because they understand and they know more about me. So that although it will be hard when you do come out, ultimately being genuine and honest with others is just going to strengthen relationships and make you a much happier person.
I just have one more question for you. Are you proud to be out?
I am proud to be out.